Hello.
Thanks for your attendance. Our topic today is chain management. Let's start by doing the next exercise. Can you stand up, please? I have a question for you. Do you think your work has changed?
Yes.
Since when?
1 year since Dragon project.
You said 1 year since Dragon project has implemented, right? And how about the others?
Often.
How often?
Monthly.
Monthly? Daily? Even daily? I used that Pokemon Go 1 month ago when Pokemon Go introduced in Vietnam and it became the trend, right? Is there anyone don't see any change around your work? You can stand up with me and the rest can sit down. So you all sit down, it means that you all agree that a lot of change happen around us and very quickly. Many of you here I see from marketing and sales. Let me take a relevant example. A couple of years ago when we talk about media, which channel you know first?
TV.
TV,
Printing newspaper.
printing newspaper,
Apple.
our phone, yeah. And how about today when we talk about media and advertising? Which channel you come first? Digital. Which one in digital? Facebook, yeah. YouTube, local ad network and online newspaper. And it's become digital marketing and we see a lot of change around us. Change is very familiar word. And there are many definitions, but I just want to say change is about survival. Organization must adapt or die. Change is a key source of competitive advantage. So how we can manage the change? Have you heard about change management? Change management is about modifying, transforming organization to maintain and improve the effectiveness. So why change? Because if we don't change, we will die, right? And change is driven or triggered by some element. First, development of new products, entry of new competition, changing consumer taste and preference, shifting social, political, economic, and cultural framework, and advancement in technology and new emerging market. Now let's have a look at a video to understand why many organizations fail while making change.
Joseph Schlitz Brewing Company. Schlitz was the beer that made Milwaukee famous, and during the early 20th century, it was a top beer in the U.S. But they changed the formula to save money, and it was a disaster. Go figure. After some devastating worker strikes, Schlitz was sold and faded from popularity. Today, the brand is owned by Pabst, who has recreated the original recipe and is selling nostalgia in a bottle. Research in motion. RIM targeted professionals with their BlackBerry smartphone, but once the iPhone came to town, BlackBerry was decidedly less addictive. By sticking with what made them famous and not focusing on games like Apple, they sealed their fate. Earnings dropped, CEOs left, and things looked bleak. But the booming smartphone market means that by pursuing emerging markets like South America and Africa, RIM could have a bright future at 3. Kodak. This company's Kodak moment is long over. In its heyday, Kodak dominated the U.S. film and camera markets. They practically invented the digital camera too, but waited too long to pursue the technology because they worried it would kill film sales. In 2012, they filed for bankruptcy, sold off many divisions, and stopped making digital cameras altogether. Polaroid almost met the same fate, but nostalgic hipsters kept it alive. Number 2, Woolworths.
Everybody needs a Woolworths store these days.
The Woolworth brothers and their chain of 5 and dime stores established the sales, merchandising, and customer service standards in practice today. By the company's 100th anniversary, it was the world's biggest department store chain. But mounting pressure from competitors like Walmart caused its decline. Woolworths was officially declared defunct in 1997, but it still exists today under the name Foot Locker.
So, do you know Kodak? What do you think? Do you know Kodak?
Yes.
That it used to be very popular in US and many countries in the world, but then it went bankruptcy because it didn't pursue the new technology. So those those examples, those organizations, they didn't make rapid and effective response to the change. So it's clear that managing the change is not simple, right? Change management is very crucial in any organization. And why change management? Change management is to maintain or improve effectiveness. And change management also helps people to move from their current old stage to their future old stage to deliver more efficient and effective work. So do people want to change or not? Let's look at the Dragon project when it was launched. And what's your first action?
No.
You say no because maybe you think it would not make any value to your work. It's complicated. It's not your job, right?
Yes.
And it's called resistance. First is dissatisfaction with the current situation. When you don't feel happy with your current situation, you will think of the changing, right? And the second is clear vision of what's possible. When you see clear vision of change, you're more confident to make the move. And third action could be taken to reach the vision. And when these three elements bigger than resistance, then change is possible.
To begin with, we have the first three elements. And here comes resistance. Let's throw in some change as needed. Now, if resistance is bigger, then change will not happen and it can create some business disruption. You must work on the first three elements so they will be dominant enough to move on.
Many organizations are successful in change management, while others fail. There are some myths of change management. First, communicate threat about changing. Then you show your team that if you not change, you will die, and you lose your consumer, you lose your business. Second, give them a choice. No one likes to be forced to do things. Like give them a choice. Here is your opportunity. If you close your mind, you will lose your opportunity. If you open your mind, you will make it different, right? And keep explaining reason for change and be transparent. And involve team in decision making. What manager normally say is here the change, why we change, what has to change, and how to change. And at the end of the day, you report to me. It's called ownership, but it doesn't work because people don't have a motivation to make the change because they don't contribution to the change. So let's have a different approach. We should say here's why we have to change. Here's something has to change, but you tell me how to make the change. So we empower people to make the change, and at the end of the day, they control it, and it works. Clear vision. Let's imagine A is what we are doing now. It's not good, but it's known as structure improvement, it's certain, and it's reassurance. And B is what expect to change, which is supposed to be good, but it's unknown, and structure improvement, uncertain, and tricky. So let's provide very clear vision to minimize the uncertain. And remember, change is not scary when you drive it. One thing very crucial in change management is organizational agility. Have you heard about the word agility?
No.
What is agility? So agility is the ability to make timely, effective, and sustained change when and where it provides performance advantage for the organization. It is the degree to which an organization has optimized its overall value stream so it can rapidly adjust to changing market conditions and it meets the needs of consumer and constituent. It may be rapidly changing to meet the needs of external customer or maybe rapidly changing to deliver new solutions that simply enhance the ability and efficiency of an organization and that the way we operate.
This is very groundbreaking research. It was done with 700 executives. First of all, we found that the majority, 82% of them, are really doing interventions, targeted programmed interventions to do cost reduction. However, they see big failure in the actual execution of those programs. Only 36% say that the results are sustainable. The second key finding is that we found the link between growth on the one hand and cost on the other hand, so doing cost reduction to reinvest into growth, that this link is broken. And the majority says that the investments are not being driven by ROI, they are not being driven by the overall business strategy. Secondly, we found incredible mismatches between the different executives in the C-suite, but also between the C-suite and the VPs on where to invest. The end result is an absolute shotgun approach, very little investments everywhere, decided by everybody. And then our third finding, and this is where people do actually agree, and we've labeled this definitely digital, is where they're saying the priority investment actually should be in digital, both in creating a digital advantage in our communication with our customers, our consumers, as well as in digitizing our operating model so it becomes more flexible. Start by creating a proper growth strategy so you know where to invest, where the growth is going to come from, where your profit pools are going to come from, and have that insight inform your cost reduction efforts, as well as inform your reinvestments of the cost reduction. Secondly, is to manage the journey more appropriately. Seek better alignment between the leaders. Seek a very good journey of accountability changes to make all of this sustainable. And last but not least, have the appropriate investments into digital, especially also to create a way more agile and flexible operating model so you can act on your ideas of reinvestment.
We have gone through change management, agility, and now let's apply in a case study, Sale 22 of Cashback Group. Everyone knows Sale 22, right?
Yes.
So, Sale 22 is our 7-year strategy. It set a course that will create value for shareholder, society, and consequently will result in better future for us. Yes, top management said. And why change? Then top management, the ESCOM come to us and they said here's a change and why change? Because the global trend impact on our business, because urbanization, smart and connected, and health and wellness, etc. And we have a clear vision on where we want to change. We want to be more successful, more professional, more attractive brewery in our market, a very clear vision, right? And ESCOM tell people that, now you tell me how to change, then it's authorship and alignment. Top 60 team who represent many different perspectives work and co-create Sale 22 with clear strategy and priority. So Sale 22, the way they make is they involve the people in decision making. Then they communicate widely among Cashback Group to get alignment, accountability, and action. So what is agility in Sale 22 strategy? Is it agile? I will focus on what does it mean for Asian market. Let's have a look back at our strategy. We want to strengthen our position number 1 and number 2 in our markets, position for growth, excel in execution, and create the winning culture. So let's see what are the challenges for Cashback Asia. Cashback Asia is at a tipping point, a glass half full and a glass half empty. A glass half empty, we see that Asian markets are slowing, volume growth below peers. We are under trade in premium in 9 out of 12 markets in Asia, and we are also under investment in prime marketing. This means that we're slowing revenue growth. What are strengths? GP margin is improving. We are premiumization, strong cost of goods sold, and SG&A cost control. We have a strong EBIT growth. So let's see what Cashback Asia figure out. Asia 9 agreed to guide our plan. Growth accelerator must win better and critical enablers. We focus on core beer, strengthen brand fundamental and drive mix. Focus on craft and specialty, skill plants and Somersby. We also focus on big city, open new profit pool in East China, South India, and North Vietnam. And must-win battle. We want to grow our share in China and Vietnam and double our share in premium. That is why we just launched to work in Vietnam, you know, right? To capture the sub-premium market in Vietnam. We also need to gain share in India and build our strongholds. Critical enablers, anchor the 3 A's, accountability, alignment, and action. Anchor the value management. Value management is become very important, and it will become an increasing important lever as the volume grows slow. We need to revise commercial planning process, more focus on performance tracking system like a KPI reports, revise the incentive scheme, capability and structure. And funding the journey, hold SG&A and cost flat. So we see that Cashback Group has the ability to make timely, effective and sustained change. But do you think Sale 22 will be successful?
No.
Yes and no. So actually we don't know how Cashback Group will look like after 7 years, right? But look at what it made under change management. We have a strong belief and confidence in the future of Cashback Group. And remember that change is not scary when we're driving it. This is the end of my talk. Thank you for your time today. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you.